Boa noite, meus amigos do YouTube. Pessoal, um vídeo bem diferente para vocês hoje, principalmente o pessoal que gosta das guitarras da Ibanez. Eu traduzi um documentário do canal do Steve Vai, que é sobre a história dos 30 anos das guitarras JEM. Eu não sei se vocês sabem, mas as guitarras Ibanez JEM foram as primeiras a popularizar essa configuração de captadores aqui, 2 singles, um humbucking, que o Steve Vai sempre gostou. E nesse documentário ele tem os luthiers que foram envolvidos naquela época, o pessoal da área comercial, a NAMM Show de 1987. Um documentário muito legal, confesso que eu tive alguma certa dificuldade, principalmente tem um luthier americano que parece estar com uma batata quente na boca. Foi meio difícil de traduzir, mas eu espero que vocês gostem. Se gostou, dê um like e eu futuramente farei mais vídeos assim no canal. Beleza? Então com vocês, o vídeo do Steve Vai. Valeu, tchau, tchau!
Это история света.
When I considered joining Alcatraz, I really needed a guitar that was more in line with what I was hoping for. And the limitations of the Strat and the Les Paul were the 22 frets, you know, or the 21 frets. I just couldn't hang with that. I liked 24 frets. And there were so many things that didn't make kind of sense to me, like even if you have however many frets you have, these guitars were never made so you could actually reach them comfortably. You know, I could never understand that, how if you got to play those high notes, you got to go, you know. So it was really hard to find guitars that had 24 frets and a whammy bar and humbuckers and a single coil. So I went to this little shop in Hollywood called Performance Guitar, and I basically got some bodies and reshaped the body a bit, put some angles in it, and put a 24 fret neck and made it so that you can actually reach the neck, you know, reach up there and play. I'd never seen a pickup configuration like this, and it was something that really excited me because I wanted that humbucker sound in the neck position and the bridge position, the treble position. But I also wanted that single coil sound when I had these two pickups on. So we developed this switch that was like a 5-position switch that when you're in this position you get the full humbucker, when you're here it splits the coil, so then you get the 2 single coils, and then in this position it's the single coil, and in this position you get the 2 single coils again, and then the treble position. And then there was the cutaway here, you know, for the tremolo. At the time, whammy bars just didn't go sharp. And if they did, it was more like a, you know, and I really wanted to, you know, pull on it. When I joined Dave's band, obviously there was a lot of companies that were interested in having me work with them. And I was a little hesitant to do endorsements because I had a little bit of experience with them, and they felt very limiting. You know, if you're endorsing this guitar, so this is all you can play, right? But now I had found the guitar that I really loved, that I wanted to play, and I sent out, a lot of the companies at the time had reached out to me to, you know, do endorsements, and I sent them the specs, and in some cases the guitar, and said, well, whoever makes me the best guitar, I'll be happy to play, you know? And inevitably I received various companies' guitars with my name on it.
Well, things started back in 1986 December when Hoshino USA had sent one special guitar to Steve Vai as a Christmas gift, which was the very eccentric shaped Maxus, finished with green snake skin. That was the first time. This was suggested by Steve Brucia of DiMarzio Pickup Company.
In the beginning, Ibanez had made me this very interesting looking guitar. What was it called? The Maxus, right. And it had like the snake skin on it and had the cutaway. But I wasn't, I wasn't crazy about it. It wasn't my guitar, the one I wanted.
Then, a few weeks later, I remember, Steve Brucia called me and he said Steve is very interested in working with Ibanez. He would like to set up certain meeting. I think it was January or early February. And this is the first time I met Steve. I really felt that we may get along with each other. That was my first impression. He proposed me that he is able to send the guitar he has been using. Actually, he was on the tour with David Lee Roth. So after that tour finished, he will send that guitar. And since then, Ibanez guitar team and art director started to work together with Steve. That was the beginning of JEM 777.
As far as I can remember, we received 2 guitars from Steve, maybe 1, but I know at least 1. And it was a guitar that I believe was made for him in Los Angeles to his specs. And it, it arrived and it's like, oh, okay, there's some really unusual stuff going on here. The guitar that he sent us and wanted us to kind of, get ideas from, having this sharp and deep cutaway. That was like, okay, yeah, we can do that. I don't see why. I looked at it and I took a lot of measurements and there wasn't anything that was absolutely off the wall about it. It was just a basic mechanical stuff of, cutting, routing, and giving it the shape he wanted.
Very shortly after that, Ibanez had sent me this gem. Not this one in particular, but this one. And it was just amazing to me, amazing. It felt so much better than my other guitars. It had the perfect pickup configuration. The volume pot was moved. It had the one tone. And, they came up with this claw.
The first time I did a lion's claw on something, the lion's claw, the little scallops actually continue under the bridge. You can see it. So, okay, I figured, how the heck am I going to do that? So I got a router bit that was a round profile and took a little piece of basswood and cut 6 slots in it, straight slots, little scoops, and glued that to the bottom of it, and then did the other 6 scoops with a chisel, just a gouge it's called, a round gouge, and then blended it in and put a little putty so it's a nice smooth transition.
And then I thought, this guitar is really kind of cool, and it's not unlikely that there's potential for it to, for elements of it to be incorporated in other guitars, because that's how it works. Somebody comes up with something cool and it gets absorbed, and then that's just the way it is. It's fine. But I thought I'd wanted to do at least one thing that no one would ever copy, because it would be just too blatant, and it would really stamp the guitar. It's the monkey grip.
The original monkey grip that I did was a little bit bigger than what they finalized, or what Steve finalized. He said, this is too big, make it smaller. Rich has said, no, don't do the slot. He wants it to be more like a hand grip. Just think hand grip, with I said to him, I said, what do you mean, like little individual? He's like, yeah, little individual slots, so each finger will go through it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took a Forstner bit, which is a type of wood bit that cuts very round holes, and large, whatever size you need, and then I just drilled 4 holes like that, and then took a saw, cut out the other part, and then just all hand shaped it to make that, and then just made it so when you grabbed it, it felt comfortable. That's what was so cool. Things were happening very fast because once I had the specs and they were forwarded to Japan, I was in the process of building the body. They were in the process of building the neck. You know, I knew what the dimension was going to be, so I could already do my slot to route it out. So basically, you know, like I said, they built the neck, I built the body, they sent the necks, boom.
And in the beginning, I remember they said, well, you know, we'd like to make this guitar a production model. And I thought, well, I don't know, you know, because it's nice for me. It's kind of weird, you know. I mean, it's got a monkey grip and all this stuff. They said, well, we think it could do well.
突然スティーブ・バイの話が出てきまして、で他全部止めてもいいからこっちのサンプル先作れということで、今まで、その時点で仕掛かっていたサンプルは一切忘れろと、誰かにやらせろと、星野さんから、スケッチ3枚と、使用書10枚15枚ぐらいかな、当時のファックスで送られてきたやつが10枚ぐらい10か15枚ぐらいかな、来まして、6月のシカゴのナムショーにともかく出すことを大優先ということで、だから1ヶ月で仕上げなきゃいけない状態ではありましたけどね。
Steve and us set up the introduction time as Summer NAMM Show 1987.
I remember that show very well. And when you're that age, you have a different set of rules, different brain muscles. I was very concerned with how cool I looked, you know, and that I was representing this instrument. But I had also just I had a lot of success with Dave Roth. But I didn't really go out much. The thing that was going through my head is, how do all these people know me, and how come they're all going so mad? Why are they acting so mad? You know, because I couldn't walk. It would take literally a half an hour to walk 10 feet.
What we did is I and another guy drove from Bensalem to Chicago overnight to bring that special stand. That special stand was situated in the middle of Ibanez guitar booth, and we put a black cover. And it says this will be unveiled. I think it was noon, the second day. Unveil day happened, and it was really overwhelming. And some of us really hugged each other, and some guy really crying. It was a really sensational debut.
ナムで配布されてる無料の雑誌のどっか裏表紙かどっかにヘッドが少しずつこう毎日、最初はヘッドの本当先っちょだけで、何月何日イバニーズは変わるって書いてあって、で翌日はもうちょっとヘッドが見えて、土曜日の午後かはすごい人いっぱい来てて、でスティーブ・ワーがバーッと入ってきてカーテンボーンと取って、これが俺のモデルだぜみたいな、もう大騒ぎだったですね。だからあと残りの2日間はもうずっとスティーブ・バイの話題だけで終わっちゃったようなショーでしたね。
I didn't realize how important my presentation or this unveiling of the gem really was. And then when it was over, I was just like, phew. Wild, man.
After the official debut, we urged to manufacture limited edition GEM 777 Rockness Green with 777 pieces. All the guitar had shipped to Hoshino, USA, and we put every guitar on the floor and wait Steve to come down to Bensalem and to sign it one by one on a backplate. It was fun. It's really interesting scene, and I still remember very clearly that at the end of this, he finished it. We hugged, we shake hands, and Steve said, "I will make Ibanez #1." I still hear it, and I think we did it.
Ibanez was really, and still is, just very much focused on the needs of the guitar player, They were so supportive. They created outstanding campaigns, ad campaigns, and they made consistent, beautiful, incredible instruments with great craftsmanship. And what else could I ask for,
I think it's amazing. I'm so glad that it's amazing that they're still making them 30 years later. It's a testament to, obviously the popularity of Steve, and the quality of the design. It's a good design.
いや長いこと作ってるっていう印象ですね。一番はね、いやイバニーズってやっぱりジェムかっていう感じですかね。
What is JEM for me? I'm really lucky to be the witness of a historical birth of JEM guitar. It is really the epoch-making guitar in the electric guitar history. I firmly believe that JEM could not born without consolidated talent and passion between Steve Vai, Hoshino Ibanez team, and Fujigen Guitar Factory. It was a miracle, but actually it did happen, and it continues on and on and on and on.
It's my favorite guitar, the JEM. I go on tour. I've been touring for 37 years, and I lay down in a lot of different beds, and some of them are really, really comfortable, and some of them are just impossible. But my bed at home is not the most comfortable, but it's the one that I'm most comfortable in, because it's my bed. And the same thing with the JEM. There's things about it that sometimes, you got to fight with it. Is it the lightest guitar? Is it most ergonomically correct? I don't know, but it's my comfortable bed.